Hey everybody, welcome to today's first episode of the Pure Motivation Podcast Show. I'm your host, Dimitri Giankoulas, and today I'm joined with my co-host, Daniel Cecchino. What's going on, Dan? Doing? All right, so we are in the house. We are here today, and we're going to talk about how to stay active and motivated during this COVID-19 lockdown. We understand that many of our members have been following us with our programs online. They have been following us with our emails, keeping motivated. But for those of you who are listening who are not a member of the studio, or who maybe are a member and maybe for some reason feel you've lost that motivation, today's episode is going to be really, really easy. We're going to break down 3 to 4 tips from each Daniel and myself to remind you, to tell you how to stay active, how to stay motivated during COVID-19, and to let you guys know that this will pass. We will get over this. Right, Dan?
100%.
100%. All right. So I'm going to start off with my first point here. And I wanted to make sure that people can understand that a lot of this has to do with mental. So the first point that I have is there's 3 A's. You got to remember the 3 A's of life. The first A is accept it. Second A is acknowledge it. And the third A is advance. Okay. Now what I mean by that is, you have to understand that, accept the fact that life is different, life is changing, we can't do nothing about it. I can't be upset right now that my business is closed and we can't function normally. Dan can't be upset right now that he can't perform his duties and meet his criteria, let's just say, as a club director. There's certain things that maybe we can't do with our families. So we got to accept that, okay? Relax. You're human, okay? Things are going to happen in your life that you cannot control. You got to accept it. And then the second step is acknowledging. Now, when you acknowledge things in life, you got to ask yourself, can I do this on my own? Really easy. Can I do this on my own? If I can't do this on my own, who do I need to get help for? Now, this goes to the same fact of fitness. It goes with your business. It goes with your relationship. If you want to learn how to swim better, can you do it on your own? Yes or no? If you can't, who can I hire to help me out? Okay. So if you're stressed out right now and you're trying to stay motivated, ask yourself, one, I know that I have to accept the fact that I'm not able to, be motivated. I'm realizing that. 2, can I do it on my own? Can I get a Zoom program? Do I have to hire a trainer? Should I call my next door neighbor to go jogging with me every day? Okay. And then 3 is advance. You need to make sure that you do the work that's necessary. Move your butt. If it means hiring a trainer, if it means you reading something, if it means you stepping up to the next level, do what you have to do to get to the next level. Okay?
I would say that you actually forgot a really important A to add to those 3.
Tell me, maybe make it 4, baby.
Adapting.
Adapt. Yeah, I like that.
We are in the stage of fully learning how to adapt. Our lives are going to be different. The way we're training right now is different, and a lot of clients and ourselves actually have adapted to, working out in front of a screen and holding each other accountable. So I think adapting is huge.
I think that's probably one of the most important ones, because you can accept it, you can acknowledge it, you can advance and, say, I got to hire this person. But if you don't adapt and actually do the work and change or pivot, like we have done with our business and our whole model, things aren't going to work out. Dan, give me one of your points.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to even adapting, just touching on those 3 ones that Dimitri was talking about, as we get older, unfortunately, it gets a little bit tougher, right? We develop certain habits that are harder to break, and our bodies need fitness.
So you're talking about the physical body.
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
So we're breaking down, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So as we're getting older, we're breaking down, and we have to accept and then adapt to ensuring that fitness is going to be in our lifestyle, right? So the many factors that fitness can help are huge as people get older. So it's even more important to ensuring that people do adapt, even if they're just working out at home and they've never worked out before, and let's say they're over 50 years old, right?
I think Dan's saying that because Dan's a new daddy now and he's changing diapers. So maybe age is kicking in. But 100%, I think that's a very important one, where if you don't swallow the fact that you're going to get older, your body's going to age, it's going to break down. If you don't adapt and get involved in fitness now, whether COVID's here or not, it's only going to affect you in the end.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, so my second point is do a self-check, okay? Now, when I talk about a self-check, I broke it down in 3 different things. There's a mental self-check, a physical, and then a performance self-check. So for the mental one, ask yourself, do you feel healthy every day? Do you feel energetic? Do you feel active? Do you feel positive? Do you feel motivated? Okay? If you got to look in front of the mirror and talk to yourself, go ahead and do that. I do that a few times. You may call me crazy, but I like talking to the guy on the other side. He's my competition. Secondly, physically, is there anything hurting you right now with your body? Okay? Is there anything hurting with your gut? When you try to eat foods and digestion, do you feel bloating? Do you feel stomach problems? Do you like the way you look naked? Okay? Ask yourself these questions. Do a self-check. These questions are going to be the primers to remind you that if you want to get fit, you want to stay active and motivated, these little priming reminders are going to be there to help keep you motivated. My last one is perform. Okay? So how well do you perform physically? Okay? For basic exercise. I'm not talking about performing in bed. That could be one of the, the criterias, but can you jog for 10 minutes? Can you do 10 push-ups? Can you hold a plank? If you're above the ages of 40, and our clientele here at PMF is basically the 40 plus clientele, business owners, professional clientele that, have jobs, have families that really care about their health. If you can't do 5 push-ups on your own, that should be something that's letting you know right off the bat, hey man, my body's getting older. I got to do something about it. And then write them down. Okay. You got a mental, physical, and a performance check, self-check, write them down. And if any one of those things scare you, if you say, I do not like the way I look naked, then you got to do something about it. And then that's accepting it. So then next is, acknowledge it. Do I need help for it? Perfect. I got to get a coach. Okay, perfect. Then advance. I'm going to go online. I'm going to go to my local community. I'm going to reach out for people. And then as Dan said, adapt. Change the way you're thinking, you're feeling, and then move towards that, okay? That's point number 2 from me. Here comes Big D.
I wanted to touch on on adapting. Right now we're doing workouts online. Us and, the hundreds and thousands of other clubs out there and fitness professionals. But I really want to touch on why Zoom workouts or live virtual classes are, to be honest with you, a lot more beneficial in keeping fitness in your lifestyle versus YouTube, Instagram. I mean, we're in the day of age, even prior to the COVID pandemic, where you could find an abundance of information on fitness and nutrition online.
Too much, man.
So much that it was very difficult. I mean, we would have clients walk in and be like, I see all this stuff online, but I just don't know what to do. I'm afraid to get hurt. So even from when we started this program, friends, sometimes clients, members would be like, you know what, I don't know why I would want to do a Zoom, virtual workout, because I can just go on YouTube and find videos.
Right, I hear that a lot.
However, there's still a small percentage of the population that can hold themselves accountable and train diligently as a habit 3 to 5 times a week on their own, push themselves. So there's still the other majority of the population that needs accountability, right? Now, unfortunately, if we're not able to be, or we weren't able to be training in person as we were before, live workouts are that. They hold people accountable. You're showing up at a time, you're training with a coach online. And
you also got the community aspect, too, of people there, man.
Exactly.
And especially with our classes, as Dan's talking about Zoom versus YouTube, you got people cheering you on. You got people making jokes online. You got the community aspect. It's great to be able to go on YouTube and just click play, but you're watching a screen of a pre-recorded program, and it's not going to stop and say, hey, Dan, arch your back. I've watched you do it 3 times. Your back's not arched.
Yeah. To be totally honest with you, it actually held me accountable to work out. I actually received the accountability of live workouts, because just like anybody else during these times, there was obviously dark days for everybody, and we're not superhuman as fitness professionals, and I felt that the workouts, me showing up to the workouts actually and seeing members on there actually held me accountable. It made me work out 5 days a week. which is great.
I can say from a coaching standpoint, sometimes I don't feel like doing the live workouts because I'm human. I had a bad day. I didn't sleep well. I'm dealing with stress. But the fact that when that button goes on, you go live and you're joined with other people, you get that motivation level, you get that adrenaline rush. And I remember, at the end of the day, it's something that's you can ask questions with in terms of a live workout or a Zoom. Some people don't feel comfortable because they don't want to show their home. They don't want to show their basement or whatever they're working out. You can always block your screen. But I think if you're looking to do a workout, instead of doing a YouTube video, I would say joining a live Zoom program is much, much more effective.
Yeah, definitely.
In the long run. All right, baby. So here we go. Moving along. Number 3. I know this is going to sound boring, guys, and I know that everyone has heard this over and over again, but you need to write down your goals. However, the only catch is you need a DRP. Okay, write that down, DRP. What that stands for is deadline, reward, and penalty. So me and Dan said we're gonna do this podcast, and we're busy. We're juggling clients, members, trying to deal with so much every day. And I said to myself this week, if I don't do the podcast and set it up, then I should have a penalty, and I should, pay or charge myself $100 I got to put in a jar every time I miss a podcast. Or if someone says I want to quit smoking, every time they have a cigarette, they got to give their kids $5. Well, the kids are going to be rich by the end of the program. So write down why you're doing this goal. Number B, write down who or how will this decision positively impact you or your family. Okay? Track your progress. See if it's working. Track your habits. You can track your trends and your daily rituals and make sure you don't have time zappers getting involved in your life. Now, time zapper is going to be your phone. You come to work. I know that I have a serious problem where when I hear the notification go off or I hear a buzz, I have to look at it. So if I could come in my office and put my phone in the reception table, then I know that I'm not going to see that phone. It's not going to bother me. So 1, writing down your goals is going to help you. Putting a deadline behind the goals. Setting rewards. Okay, so if I work out 3 times a week, my reward's going to be a Dairy Queen sundae on Saturday at 12. And you write that down so you keep yourself accountable. If you don't write it down, there's nothing to keep you accountable, and you can't really keep your promise. The most important thing you can do is a really good book I'm reading called The 4 Agreements. And it talks about you being true to yourself. I can tell Daniel I go home every day and I do a workout, and I can tell him I did it every day and email him, but I can also lie to him. He won't know. And the minute you lie to yourself, you tell your subconscious that you got no value, you got no word, you have nothing to stand by. And that's where people start making problems in life, not having motivation, because they lie to themselves, right? Which is super important. So those are my points for that. Dan, what's your next point?
So yeah, touching on the habit stuff, I mean, there's been probably many temptations with people, for people, now that we've been self-quarantined, now that this is obviously a fitness podcast, you could say, or we're fitness guys. Nutrition is huge in the sense of being tempted at home, right? And sometimes we'll just eat out of boredom. So
I did it last night.
The demon signals, as we call them.
The demon signals.
Now, question is, why would someone want to? Why would is actually a straight question. Why would someone want to grab a celery stick at 12 a.m. or whatever, or would they prefer to have a cheesecake or chips or something that's easily pleasurable, will pleasure them right away, right? So
so you're saying pay attention to these.
Yeah, definitely, right?
That's okay. So when it comes to your habits,
an easy way to tie into like what Dimitri was saying as well is try to place those pleasurable foods that aren't obviously the most nutritious. Either attach them at the end of your daily or your weekly goals, so at least you reward yourself, right? So at least there's a reason why, and at the same time you're still building a habit that's very positive. So for example, it could be working out, it could be learning a new language, it could be anything that's going to progress someone forward, right? Saving money.
Notice how Dan said, sorry to cut you off, he said there's a reason why. So if you're looking to stay motivated for fitness and you know that if I eat X, it's going to produce Y. If I eat chocolate and chips at night, it's going to produce gained weight.
There's no positive return on it.
Right.
At least if it's like, look, it's one of the things that really I really, really like it. Let's say it's a food that you really, really like. And you know it's not healthy, but at least if you quote unquote worked for it,
right?
At least there was a positive return
reward for it
on you having it, even though quite frankly there might even be one besides you just being pleasured by it, right?
Right.
So at least you're kind of fooling yourself a little bit, right?
No, it makes sense. That's a big habit that people got to get used to.
Yeah, definitely. I think small rewards are huge.
You also talked about eating times and appetite. You mentioned to me before something about sometimes people don't even know why they're eating.
Yeah, definitely out of boredom, especially during this quarantine, right? I mean, now it's a lot nicer out. People can get out and a bit more distractions to get out of the house. But
alcohol.
Yeah, man, definitely when,
So what do you guys think of a nice hot day, sunny outside? We live in Toronto. Anyone listening to this that lives anywhere hot, I have a buddy named Tim that lives in Arizona. It's like summertime all year round. But think about it. Hot day, nice humid weather. You're outside in the backyard. Automatically you think of something cold to drink. You think of ice cream. You think of a beer. I like vodka soda. So you think of having some form of treat, right? If you're at home and you're bored, we typically reach for food that makes us feel good, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have dill pickle chips versus having celery with some hummus sticks. So I think what Dan's getting at is paying attention to why you're doing what you're doing, understand the timing of your meals, and understand that there should be some reward based on it. You know, I got a really cool client named Robbie, and he comes to me and he's fired up and he's like, you know what? I'm ready to rock this. And he's like a machine. You ever see Rocky IV, Drago, when he's running in the snow? That's my buddy Robbie K. And the thing I like about Robbie is he's got a switch in his head, and he can turn that switch on, and from day 1 till day 120, he can go straight, train, eat clean, no alcohol, no cigarettes, no whatever. And what I said to him was, we got to be careful with that switch, because we live in a world of ego, and we're either pleasuring ourselves to the most, where we want to have the best body, the best business, the best car, the most money in your account, or we live in some spectrums where some people are miserable. They want to be the most miserable. They want to be the most demotivated. They want to be the person who does not exercise. So we got to be careful and have some kind of a barrier in the middle, where if you want to have something that you know is not going to be well, like Dan said, have a reward for it. And if you can look forward to the rewards, I tell people Wednesday and Saturday night. If you're going to go clean, you want to have some ice cream, no worries. Gauge it, write it down. Wednesday night, Saturday night, between, say 3 and 6 o'clock, have your little fun meal. Then you say, okay, well, if I'm training every day for 7 days a week or 5 days a week or 3 days a week, and I'm only having it on these 2 days, if my result turns out positive, then I know I can continue having this treat with my program, my result, right? Nice. So my last point for today, and we've talked about it a lot, and I'm hoping you guys are liking this. We're going to come out with many, many, many different episodes, is find a training buddy, okay? If you want to stay motivated and fit, and you want to stay active, you can't do it alone, okay? Now, whether you want to hire a coach, sometimes I tell people that if you don't pay for something, you're not going to be able to actually appreciate it and value it. So you pay for a coach.
It's a form of accountability.
You pay for a coach, you're going to learn either I got results or I didn't. If I didn't get results, then you know what? The coach would help me out with.
And going back
right
to your first point at the start of the podcast was there's either a reward or there's a penalty. The coach will do both things to you, right? They'll either reward you, pump you up.
100%.
Or they'll give you a penalty.
Yeah,
right?
And you need that coach to tell you, listen, you skipped out on your meal or you did this wrong. So you need a training buddy. So where can we get a training buddy? 1, Zoom. We have a really cool program. It's 15 days of unlimited classes that are on Zoom. We got a kids exercise program. We got lunchtime. We got evening programs. You just got to go to purefit.ca. You log on. You put your name, email, phone number. We're going to give you access to all our Zoom classes, and we can help you out. And we're able to assist you with that program. 2, you grab a family. You grab a friend. You get a group of people who can help you out, and we can help you get training. And we also provide an assessment process as well. So a lot of these online programs will sell you a program, sell you a package, sell you a workout, but they're not going to have a coach say, hey, how are you? Joe, let's sit down. Yeah, let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about what you want to accomplish. Let's talk about what you're struggling with. And then based on that, we'll make a program for you. Okay? And also your work buddies too. If you don't have the ability to go to work right now and you don't have the ability to actually see your staff or your coworkers, call someone and say, yo, I'm going to go for a jog tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'm going to text you before I do the jog. And when I'm done the jog, I'm going to take a picture and send it back to you. Can you keep me accountable every day? And if I don't send you that, at the end of the week, I owe you a bottle of wine. There's your goal. There's your reward and your penalty at the end of the week. And you got a friend to keep you accountable, right? So that's it for this first episode today, guys. Really, really easy things. Quick recap on my end. We talked about how to stay fit and motivated during COVID. One, you can call me and Daniel. We will for sure take care of you. If you want us to give you that motivational spark to get you going, we can help you out. But you need to accept, acknowledge, advance, and adapt. The four A's we're going to call it, okay? Number 2, do a self-check, okay? Mental self-check. Talk to yourself. Do you feel healthy every day? Do you feel happy? Do you feel energetic? Are you positive? If you don't feel those, then you got to get your ass into a fitness program, okay? Physical check. Is there anything hurting in your body? Forget training to lose weight for your stomach. If your knee's bugging you and your back's been bugging you for the last 6 months and you're a parent or you're not a parent and you're in the dating scene, well, guess what? The longer that knee doesn't get better, when you're walking to the beach or you're walking the street and the lovely lady's looking at you with a limp on your leg, it's not going to look too attractive. So fix your body, make your body stronger, and then performance. How do you perform? Can you go for a jog? I did a sprint test with my kids on the street last week, and I'm 42, my daughter's 13, my son is 7. I beat them in all 3 sprints in every set. I should be the guy who's getting older and getting slower, not the guy who's faster than a 13-year-old kid, right? Write down your goals, set deadlines, rewards, and penalties that can keep you motivated, and find a training buddy. Those are my 4 points today. Dan, give us a quick recap.
Yeah, so touching on one of Dimitri's last points, how it made him feel good about being his kids on the run. So I just wanted to remind everyone that as we get older, it just gets tougher to get fitness in your lifestyle. So start now. Use the tools that he was explaining on how to stay motivated and how to, adapt, advance, and moving everything forward, in including something very positive in your lifestyle. And then touching on that, what's the difference between just watching a YouTube video and saying, you know what, guys, I can just go on YouTube. Yeah, I do want to make that change. I do want to adapt and advance. But I'm just going to follow, all these videos I see online on Instagram and YouTube. And like I've been saying, majority of people prior to COVID and even now aren't doing it. And it's a very small percentage of people that do stay motivated long term. I'm not talking about a week. I'm talking about long-term change, right? Yeah, it's a lifestyle. Habits can change. Habits can take up to 300 plus days, according to the amazing book by James Clear, to instill a habit. So an example would be, live workouts. Zoom workouts, the main reason for them is accountability. Yeah. Because it holds people accountable and it helps them build that habit, right? And then keep talking about habits. How to provide, how to have your pleasurable food with a positive. Let's go back there. How to have your food that gives you pleasure, like. Most likely it's not the greatest. Chips, sweet stuff, pasta, pizza. How to have it, one of the best times to have it, and in my personal opinion, to have a positive impact with it, the best time to have it is rewarding yourself. So at least you've helped build a positive change in a habit, and you can still literally have your cake and eat it too, right? So I think also I want to touch for that is Dan mentioned about understanding your habits too, right? If someone smokes cigarettes, they want to quit smoking. When do they have a cigarette? When they wake up in the morning after coffee, after a nice big meal, they want to go outside, they want to have a butt. Why? Because smoking has been proven to relax people. You breathe slowly. You're pulling through this little stick with nicotine. It slows your heart rate down. It allows you to be calm. So if I do X, which is smoking, then I must do Y. So if I get the urge to smoke, then I must go for a walk. If I get the urge for a cigarette, I'm going to go to my wife and tell her I have an urge. Please help me stop. Understand your habits, guys, or else you can't change them. That's it for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it. If you have any friends, family, anybody that needs motivation in their lifestyle, make sure to reach out. You can reach us at puremotivationfitness.com. If you want to reach us on
Pure Motivation Fitness on Instagram. And as we said, if you need any assistance, we are there to help you. Remember, when it comes to health and fitness, attitude is everything. Stay fit, stay fun. And our last note is from Dan the Man.
Take care, guys, and have a great week, and we will see you soon with another amazing podcast.
You got it. Hopefully, when we come back for the next podcast episode, COVID will be gone, but chances of that ain't going to happen. Take care, guys. Bye for now.